I don't know that the president is unserious. I just don't think he's got capacity, Byron. In fact, I think he moved from infirmity to incoherence long ago, and now it's verging on incapacity. But boy, that speech last night at the White House, what did you think of that?
Yeah, well, first of all, those two issues are related because Biden is making very important decisions at a very dangerous time. But last night there was an event at the White House, kind of an early celebration of Juneteenth. And there was a lot of musical entertainment. Biden gives remarks at the very end. And what you just played was pretty representative of what he said, although some of your listeners may have heard a little clip of just pure gibberish.
Oh, I've got that. Let me play it. Cut number one.
Yeah.
She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured.
Is that what you were talking about, Byron?
Yeah, that was a reference to a woman who had lobbied to make Juneteenth a national holiday.
Juneteenth is June 19th, by the way, for the benefit of the Steelers fans.
Yeah. So anyway, that gets a lot of play, but I thought it was interesting that you played the earlier clip, which was entirely representative of the way Biden spoke. And putting the content aside, because it was kind of classic Biden racial rhetoric, which can get pretty ugly at times, putting the content aside, just listening to the delivery, the president's thoughts and the way he enunciates have become more and more slurred since he's been president. I think the extraordinary thing, and I did this for an article last week, you don't have to go back and listen to video of when he was a senator 25 years ago. You don't have to go back and listen to the clips of when he was vice president 10 years ago. Just go back to his first months as president this time, and you will see marked decline. I went back and looked at Biden's first big full press conference. I think it was March 25th of 2021. It's on YouTube. Go look at it and listen to the president today. The decline is noticeable.
So, Byron, the political implication of that is the Hewitt option may be used, where he simply withdraws at the convention and throws it to the delegates to avoid nominating Kamala Harris, who will lose 50 states, or maybe 49. She probably wins California anyway. But the serious implication of that is what Haviv and I were talking about last hour on the program, which is we're close to a major war in Lebanon, one which we will probably have to be involved with because the defense measures Israel will need are with the carriers and the ability to strike the attempt to destroy Israel with missiles. We can't have this guy. I don't know how we get through the next 6 months.
Well, first of all, you got him until at least January of 2025. And you and I have talked about this, about the Hewitt option before. And right now, there still is no indication of any movement going on inside the Democratic Party to replace the president, planning for any sort of maneuver at the convention or anything like that. The president is pretty much locked in position. We've talked before how if you're a political party and your president is of your party, it's incredibly hard when re-election time comes around to oust him if he wants to stay. And so they're in a very, very difficult position right now. I do not see any attempt to dislodge him from the nomination.
Well, I would think, Byron, that as with and I don't want to compare the two, but the surprise that was necessary for the Israelis to succeed on Saturday would be necessary to keep Kamala Harris off of the top of the ticket were he to withdraw. And I do know from personal experience and other people's experience that as people slip from incoherence into incapacity, they are led, they do not lead. And Dr. Joe Biden and his chief of staff and the people around him can lead him to withdraw. Because
I think on the larger point on the president's infirmity is that when you have the presidency is such a big job that when you when you have a president who's not up to the job, other people move in to fill the vacuum. And I think that's probably the case in a bunch of areas. As you know, as far as Kamala Harris is concerned, we disagree on this one. I just think that it is not possible for the Democratic Party to oust the first woman vice president of color because the polls don't look really good. So, we'll find somebody we like better now. You're the vice president of the United States. You're his constitutional successor. If he were to die tomorrow, she would be the president. And somehow we're going to just kick you out because we don't think the polls look great. I just do not think that is possible.